All right, welcome back to the last video for Principles of Marketing, okay? Again, your test opens up on Wednesday. I think it's like 8 a.m. or something like that. You got until Sunday to finish it all up. The test will be over chapters 12, 13, 14, same structure as before. You can use your notes, you can use whatever it is that you got. Book report and video presentation are due April 5th. That's a Sunday night by midnight. No exceptions. I told you in the other video that I'm thinking about deducting 50% if you don't turn this in on time. All right? I'm just being a stickler on turning it in because you have another part where people actually have to watch your video and make comments on it. Plus, I want you guys to get this stuff done. Be done with this semester. Aren't you tired of this? Because I am. All right, so finish your work, get it done, and be done with my class. All right, that's where I'm at. Let's get this over with. All right, let's get to the summer. So, any questions? Contact me. But here's the thing for today: watch your thoughts; they become words. Watch your words; they become actions. Watch your actions; they become habits. Watch your habits, because they become character. Watch your character, because that will be your destiny. All right? Intense, deep. So think about it. You know, it really is. You start thinking about things and then you start talking about them. And then once you start talking about them, you start treating it that way. And then once you start treating it that way, you can't stop treating it that way. And then once you can't stop treating it that way, that's just who you are. And who you are is the legacy that you leave behind. All right? So it all starts with your thoughts. Get those in place. Get a proper perspective moving forward. Okay? And hopefully you guys will be fine. So I want to start there. I want to change your perspective. Just for this one class. Because all semester long, I've been beating you guys over the head with let's make money, let's make money, let's make money. So I'm here to tell you that there's a non-money side to marketing. All right? There's a non-money side to life. There's actually been tons of experiments that say over a certain amount of money that you make, they are no more happier than others. And I think it's like $45,000, $50,000, whatever it is, that satisfies all your basic needs, right? And they say that the person who has $10 million is no happier than the person who makes $200,000 a year, right? The basketball player that you guys idolize who makes, $20, $30 million a year is no happier than Dr. Hall, who is sitting here and don't make no money. All right, so that money only buys so much happiness. That is a true story. You'll learn that as you grow in life. And there's more things important than just money alone. But when we talk money, most of the time we're talking marketing. All right, or when we talk marketing, most of the time we're talking money. But just understand that there is another aspect to marketing. All right, you can use all of these tools and things that you've been learning all semester long. If you want to save the monkeys, right? You're tired of, right? You want to stop the ivory trade over in Africa, right? You want to stop hunger. You want to help prevent cancer and disease and illness, right? Tons of things, because marketing is all of it. All right, so there's a non-marketing side. So we have a social responsibility and sustainable, because in this world, we don't make money in isolation. All right, that's just the name of the game. Things that we do influence other people. Period. There's no ifs, ands, or whats about it. Do you want to put your advertisements in schools with 5, 6, 7-year-olds and convince them or tell them things and put them into possibly bad habits now? Should kids be eating a Coke or drinking a Coke? All right, a Coca-Cola at lunchtime every day? Do we need sodas in classrooms? Right? Well, if I'm Coca-Cola, the answer is hell yeah. But you got to be thinking about that, because it influences. Now that influences the obesity problem that we had in the U.S. And now it influences cavities. And now it influences overall health. Right? And a whole bunch of other things that Coca-Cola may not have looked into. So the point is we don't make money in isolation. Everything we do impacts someone else. All right, it's a big world out there. We are responsible for other people. I told you, think about it. You're the next entrepreneur. You're the next group of entrepreneurs, the next group of money makers coming out. You're going to start a new business. All right, if we just pretend, stick with the Marvel example. We make Marvel t-shirts. We've been rocking and rolling. We started doing that. Well, guess what? We sell a whole bunch of Marvel t-shirts. Now communities may struggle. All right, with the better example, a more impactful example would be Disney. Right? What happens if Disney collides or collapses today? Communities are done. Which means you can forget about having Orlando. Orlando will cease to exist. You can just take a pencil eraser and just erase it straight off the map because Orlando wouldn't be there anymore. All right, Disney runs that entire city. They're responsible for that. Disney's partners will probably also fall out. So now you got hotel chains, restaurants, they go away. You have employees. If your business fails, you got people who depend on you for a paycheck. Gotta pay rent, gotta feed my kids, got things to do, right? So if you fail, if JU fails today, Dr. Hall, well, how am I gonna feed my baby, right? That's just the name of the game. You got investors who lose money, right? I invested in Disney stock. If Disney collapses today, I just lost all my money. That's my baby's tuition. All right, you see where I'm going with this? You have customers who are relying on getting this product. You have responsibility as a business person, as an entrepreneur, as a marketer. You are responsible for other people, the well-being of them. Okay? So corporate social responsibility, we call it CSR as well, all right, is the obligation to maximize the positive impact we have on societies and try to minimize the negative. All right, Walmart does not do this well. There are companies out there that just don't care. Think about the gas companies with the oil spills. That was a big thing when I was coming up, right? Maximize pot, right? Look at all of the pollution and all of the things that we have. But the name of the game is, can I maximize good things, right? The potential, right? The positive impact that we have and minimize the negative. And that's corporate social responsibility. Right? And it influences our brand image, what people think about us. It influences employee retention because people actually want to come in and work for companies that care about more than just money. All right? That are doing something good. And then you have influences our sales because it influences brand image. All right? So there are 4 dimensions to CSR. I can't pronounce today. Philanthropic, ethical, legal, and economic. Really, really simple. All right. Stakeholder responsibility is people who are invested, or the obligations that we have to those who can affect the achievement of its objective. The people that we influence, the obligation to these people. All right. That's stakeholder responsibility, not shareholder. Shareholder responsibility is your obligation to protect the people who are invested in your company, that have given you money. All right? Stakeholder responsibility is to protect the people that you impact. Right? So there's a big difference. So the first dimension is the economic dimension. In one word, it's all about the money. All right? You don't make money, the people fail. Right? People have hard time. People don't eat. Blah, blah, blah. The money has to come in. We already discussed this. All right? The money's got to come in. Investors lose money. Communities disappear. Employees lose jobs. You got to bring the money in. That's the very first thing. You got to bring the money in. All right? Then you have a legal dimension. Stay out of jail. Stay out of jail. You don't want to be in jail. Okay? And trust me, that dollar ain't worth it. It's not worth the risk. It just isn't, all right? Follow state, local, and federal laws. I don't care. It's the law of the land, so follow it. I don't care if you agree with it. Just follow it, all right? Don't do things, because most of the time when you're breaking the law, you do hurt other people, all right? So just understand that. Then you have the ethical or moral dimension of corporate social responsibility. We talked about it. Is it ethical to put Pizza Huts in schools across America? Right? Is that ethical? Is it ethical to dump the waste that you have from Levi's jeans into drinking water or rivers and streams? Right? These are things that you have to start considering, right? Your business practices. What are you doing? Because it may be legal. It may be legal, but it may be wrong. All right? And you got to figure that out for yourself. And then you have the philanthropic dimension. I love this little cartoon, right? We should donate some ham and eggs. Yeah, well, for you, it's a contribution. For me, it would be a total sacrifice. Get it? For the chicken, it's a contribution, and the pig has to die, right? Yeah, no, anyway. Help feed the hungry, right? So anyway, what are you doing to give back to the world, right? What are you doing to give back? Can you do more? Can you help out your community, not just keep it afloat? Right? Can you help everyone attain their goals? So developing a successful CSR program. So think about those 4 dimensions, which you should be able to fill out now. And of course, everything needs to be expressed in a statement. What are you trying to get done? And then implement it. Right? You need good stakeholder management. You need people at the top. These things usually trickle down. All right? The culture. Right? Establish a culture of that in your company, of wanting to help people, of volunteering, of doing things. Oh, takes me right to the next slide. Volunteering. So think about it. FedEx, when Hurricane Katrina hit, guess what they did? We're not charging anyone. We're just going to use planes to help deliver things at our own expense. Because we want to volunteer, because we want to help people that are in trouble, that are in need. Or how about this, Chunky Soup? Well, we got a lot of soup cans that we can't sell. Instead of just throwing them away, why don't we give them and help find people who need food? Right? That's a great thing to do. Volunteer. Get out there. Help people. It's not a bad thing at all. And it will help you sell and make more money. It's a win-win. You help them, you make more money. Not a bad thing. Sustainability. Right? What are you doing for future generations to make sure that this planet stays around a little bit longer? Because at the rate that we're at, it ain't going to last too long. They're already looking in to get us to Mars to see if we can mess that planet up too. All right, so what are you doing now? Are you using less paper products? Do you make sure you turn the lights off? Are you recycling? Right? And there'll be big money in this later on. Trust me, there's big money in it now. But there'll be even more money later on. China got so much recyclable material that they had to stop taking it. So guess what happens? Now you have counties and cities here in the U.S. because China's not taking the trash anymore, that they have to shut down and recycle. No more trucks coming around in certain communities in the U.S. It's a true story. All right? So what are we going to do? How can we recycle more? How can we use less? Sustainable marketing. You got to think about that, right? That's the doing business without damaging the world. Because these resources aren't free. You want to dig gold and iron and all kinds of minerals out of the ground? What kind of impact does that have on society, on the planet? We don't really know. We're guessing. When cars first came out, they didn't know that, when Henry Ford was designing the car, he didn't know that they were going to have so many cars that the ozone layer starts breaking down and the emissions from it, right? So they got to figure it out. One of my favorite lines of all time is from a movie called The Original Jurassic Park. And what the guy said made so much sense to me. What he says is oftentimes, us as people, we get so obsessed with trying to figure out if we can. Right? Can we live on Mars? Right? Can we get everyone there to Mars? Can we do this? Can we do that? Right? Can we do DNA splicing? Can we, whatever it is? Can we cure corona? Can we do all of these things? We get so obsessed with can we get this done that we forget to ask the question of should we? Should we actually be doing these things? Right? And what would be that impact? So you kind of got to, and that's why I said it's the non-side, a different perspective of marketing, which is getting out of the only money and trying to figure out, well, should we be doing what we're doing? All right? And how can we do it in a way that doesn't hurt other people? And then we have sustainable vision. It helps employee motivation and find new ideas. Consumerism. Let me show you this video and then I think we're about done. All right. So consumerism, it is a real thing, especially here in the US. We are a very materialistic society. It is what it is. People believe that they will find happiness in the things that they buy. And the truth of the matter is you will rarely find it. Okay? So, let me show you this video, right? Think about it. Dolphins for SeaWorld. Did you guys know that they have to actually give some dolphins Prozac when they keep them captured? Or how about this capturing process? This is a video that my brother-in-law made me watch one day. It really opened my eyes to what was going on with SeaWorld, how they caption, how all the dolphin meat that they're eating, and blah, 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 blah. What are we going to do with all of this trash in the world? Right? You got people living in places like this because there's no place to dump trash anymore. What do we care? We don't see it. But there are people, we impact other people's lives with the things that we buy. We want to eat fish, tuna, blah, blah, blah. How are we killing the population? When I go out to deep sea fish every single year, there are less and less marlin. There are less and less tuna. They're smaller. There are less and less fish to catch. Why? Because you got giant tankers that go out and capture all of the tuna with nets. They end up killing dolphins, sea turtles, and blah, blah. They kill a whole marine life just so I can get a can of tuna. All right, so there are things that we do. How about fur? The ivory trade with the elephants. You kill off an entire species, tigers, right? By the things that we do. We impact the planet. So here's a video about consumption, anti-consumption campaigns.
Every day, Americans are bombarded with hundreds of messages suggesting that the good life is attainable through the goods life by making lots of money and spending it on products that claim to make us happy, loved, and esteemed. On the news shows, we hear a near constant refrain from economists and politicians about the importance of consumer spending and economic growth. And around $150 billion are spent most years to embed consumer messages in every conceivable space, from TV shows and websites to public bathrooms and escalator handrails. Lately, marketers have even been paying actors to drop sales pitches into conversations in bars and city parks. But commercialization and consumerism also reach deeper, worming their way into people's psyches and encouraging them to organize their lives around higher salaries and owning more stuff. Unfortunately, this can come at a high price for the well-being of both people and the planet. Research consistently shows that the more that people value materialistic aspirations and goals, the lower their happiness and life satisfaction, and the fewer pleasant emotions they experience day to day. Depression, anxiety, and substance abuse also tend to be higher among people who value the aims encouraged by consumer society. Strong materialistic values also influence our social relationships and thereby affect other people's well-being. Scientists have found that materialistic values and pro-social values are like a seesaw. As materialistic values go up, pro-social values tend to go down. This helps explain why people act in less empathic, generous, and cooperative ways when money is on their minds. When people are under the sway of materialism, they also focus less on caring for the earth. The same type of seesaw is at work here. As materialistic values go up, concern for nature tends to go down. Studies show that when people strongly endorse money, image, and status, they are less likely to engage in ecologically beneficial activities like riding bikes, recycling, and reusing things in new ways. Clearly, if we hope to have a happier, more socially just, and more ecologically sustainable world, then we need to develop ways to diminish the power of materialistic values in our personal lives and in society. Two basic principles for change can help frame the way forward. First, we need to understand what causes people to prioritize materialistic values. For instance, studies show that people focus more on material things when they feel insecure. So instead of buying a new handbag or power tool the next time you've had a blow to your self-esteem, consider a different coping strategy, like spending time with friends or taking a walk outside. Scientists also know that the more that people are exposed to the media, the more they prioritize materialistic values. A couple of ways to diminish the onslaught of consumer messages are to use ad block to hide ads on the internet or to hit mute when commercials play on TV. But these steps can only take us so far. We also need to get active and start to remove advertising from public spaces and from our children's schools so that people aren't exposed to materialistic messages so often. The second principle for change involves promoting intrinsic values for growing as a person, being close to one's family and friends, and improving the broader world. The research shows that intrinsic values not only promote personal, social, and ecological well-being, but can also act to immunize people against materialism. It's that seesaw again. As intrinsic values go up, materialistic values tend to go down. So part of the trick is to build a life that expresses your intrinsic values. That might involve spending more time with people you care about, finding meaningful work, even if it pays less, and taking part in volunteer opportunities for causes you care about. But again, changing our lifestyles is not enough. We also need to advocate for policies that promote intrinsic values. For example, countries like France and Bhutan have recognized that they can't only focus on GDP and other measures of economic growth. Now they are starting to regularly assess citizens' well-being and sense of connection to their communities, so as to develop policies that truly encourage these intrinsic values. Similar efforts are underway in some parts of the United States, but they need more support. The grip that consumerism and commercialism have on our world can seem inescapable, and there are certainly powerful forces that push materialistic values on us. But by making changes in our personal lives and by working for broader societal changes, we can break the hold of materialism and be freer to live our intrinsic values. That, in turn, would help us to take important steps toward greater personal well-being, a more humane society, and a more sustainable world.
Right. So, food for thought, things to think about as you move forward. Let me see what else do we have to talk about. Oh, yeah, it's not all our fault. Right? It really isn't. Sorry, the thing went out. Just need to make sure that we're still recording. And are we still still recording? Almost done. All right? It's not all of our fault. All right? Point is that a lot of people just don't know about the green products that we come up with, right? They're not knowledgeable about them. They don't know why it's beneficial to use them or why it's important, right? Not everyone, you guys may be, but not everyone is hip to the green movement, right? Then you have negative perceptions. Would you buy green cleaner, right? I need to clean my bathtub. Am I going to go out and buy a bottle of green, Green works? I don't necessarily know if this works as well as normal Clorox. Give me the stinky stuff, because I know the stuff that, stinks my nose, that's going to kill anything that I need, right? So I don't know about this green works stuff, right? So there are quality perceptions based on green and better sustainable products. They also cost more, because it costs me more to make it, all right? And then we have distrust. Well, maybe we're just lying. And then you have low availability. A lot of these things are hard to find. So it's not all of our fault. This is a great video to watch if you're interested in international marketing. But if you're business students, you will have to take international business. And if you take my wife's class, you will see the video. So I promise not to show it in mine. But at least I want to tell you about it, right? And go look up these in the book. Go look these up in the book. These are green strategies, green marketing strategies, all right? All of this in the book, and environmental marketing benefits. Basically, we make money while we get to actually save the world and help other people. It is not a bad deal to you guys, all right? It is not a bad deal. So, everything is there. Look, the semester has been crazy. All right, especially with everything that's happening in the past couple of weeks. I really did wish that I got to see you guys one more time before the end of the semester, but apparently didn't turn out that way. So hang in there, stay safe. If you have questions, email me. All right, you can either email me or just give me a phone call if you need a quick 4 or 5 minute conversation. If you feel like it's easier if we talked over the phone, I'm good with that too. Leave your name, number, I'll give you a call back. It's really, I really did enjoy our class, the weeks that I did get you. All right. If you need anything, you know where to find me. I'm always in room 123 when you guys come back to JU after the summer. I'm around. All right, this isn't the last time you will see me or hear from me. If you want to come on over to marketing, I'd love to have you. Feel free to come join and put marketing under as a minor at least, right? At least as a minor, we can talk more about how to make some money. And again, if you're ever interested, if you need me for anything, you just got an entrepreneurial idea you want to kick around and want to get some insight on, come talk to me. All right, I'll be around. So anyway, all of that being said, it was great. Do your work. You guys will at least get a couple of emails from me. Get done that book report. Get done the presentation. Make it fun. Make it entertaining, because you're going to have to watch 7 of them and do that. Also, the final, really quick. The final review, usually I play a nice little game for everybody, but that won't work. So what I did was I just posted the final review right online. All right. It's a PowerPoint slide. Go take a look at it. That will help you prepare for the final exam. And if you do the final exam review, I almost guarantee that you will get an A on the final exam test. I'm sorry, it's not final exam. It's test number 5. Okay? And if you have missed a test, you need to take test number 5, because the score that you get on that one will replace your lowest score. If you choose to take test number 5 and you don't do well, don't worry about it, because it won't hurt your grade if you've taken the other 4 tests. All right? If you haven't taken the other 4 tests, take test 5. You should take test 5 anyway, because most of the time this is one of the easiest or better tests that you could ever take, and it will replace your lowest test score. And if you don't do well on it, it doesn't hurt you because it doesn't count. All right, so my suggestion is everybody should take test number 5. But again, this won't be the last time you'll have a video, but you get emails from me reminding you of certain things. All right, so hopefully everybody stay safe, stay healthy. Holla at me if you need anything.